You're watching ChillyBoy Productions. I'm Larry ChillyBoy Chilson, and this is my review for Masters of the Universe. Now, before we get into this review, make sure to go ahead and click that subscribe button down below so that you can chill with me on each and every one of my latest videos. Masters of the Universe is a 2026 action-adventure sci-fi film directed by Travis Knight. When the Sword of Power leads Prince Adam back to Eternia, a world shattered under the fiendish rule of Skeletor, he must join forces with old allies and embrace his true destiny as He-Man, the most powerful man in the universe. The film stars Nicholas Galitzine as Prince Adam, aka He-Man, Camila Mendez, Morena Baccarin, Idris Elba, Alison Brie, Kristen Wiig, and Jared Leto as Skeletor. I'm not somebody that necessarily grew up on He-Man and Masters of the Universe. More so, I'm someone who grew up knowing about He-Man. Obviously, it was a big part of pop culture. It's remained a big part of pop culture. So I've known what it is without actually being immersed in the show, the lore, the universe. However, I am a huge fan that is fully immersed in the career of Nicholas Galitzine. So when I saw that he was cast as He-Man, I was fully on board, ready to go, ticket in hand, yes please let me in the theater. And then I saw him in those trailers. This became one of my most anticipated viewing experiences of 2026. And for good reason, because, woo, this movie and Nicholas Galitzine in it are a good time. Buckle up, because Masters of the Universe delivers a total 80s romp foolery in all the best ways possible. So let's go ahead and talk about the positives first. Well, I want to kick off the positives with Travis Knight, who I generally just enjoy as a director. I enjoy that he is keeping the lights on over at Leica Studios. Thank you. He's really good with heart in these kind of fish out of water, big blockbuster, heartfelt action movies, and he delivers that yet again. There is so much heart at the center of He-Man. And I do think some of the chuds of the internet are not going to like some of the messages regarding masculinity with He-Man as a character, with the film at large, with fighting. But I thought it was a really sophisticated message that didn't diminish who He-Man is, what he needs to do, and we still get so much fun action in the film. And it doesn't take itself seriously. It pokes fun at the 80s original, from everything to the ridiculousness of the name He-Man to the hokey-jokey type emotions that they made in the animation. But it also pays so much respect to that, and I think the inside jokes with cameos, with the musical choices, make this so much fun. There are Easter eggs all throughout this film, and I think it has fun with the property rather than at the expense of the property, and that's what makes it a good time for everyone. The action itself is a lot of fun. It's over the top, overly stylized, a full-on throwback to the 80s, as are the visual effects. I really love that we did not try to make everything look over-realistic, dark, gloomy. You can tell we're on a green screen, and they don't try to hide it either. Again, a throwback to the 80s and the visuals of the 80s in these bright Technicolor action set pieces with people kind of floating in front of it. I loved it. I thought it was great. Speaking of visuals, Skeletor looks amazing. Now, everybody's praising Jared Leto's performance, and I have to agree. I hate to say it, but he's great in the role. But that's also really helped by the special effects department, who creates such a good character in Skeletor, combined with Leto's physicality and voice work that is also altered to help really bring Skeletor to life. And Nicholas Galitzine. Oh my gosh. First and foremost, he's great as Adam and as He-Man. He completely nails the role. So much charisma, so much charm. He obviously has the look down to a T, but he nails what this version of the character needs in every sense of the word. This should be the ultimate star-making performance for him in a blockbuster. Well, let's just be serious, y'all. He is kind of distractingly attractive in this movie. I'll tell you what, even though they showed that transformation scene in a trailer in a little TV spot, seeing it on a big Dolby Atmos screen, I was like gobsmacked watching. And there were times where I just was drifting away in the beauty that was Nicholas Galitzine as He-Man. It was insane. When people talk about the most attractive anyone has ever looked on screen, Nicholas as He-Man has entered the conversation as in the running for the top spot. It's nuts. And also, I love how gay this movie is. Again, I think this is gonna make the chuds of the internet mad. But the sexual innuendos in this film, Skeletor is full on gay skeleton in this movie. And honestly, everybody's just vocalizing what we're all thinking watching Nicholas Galitzine parade around in the film. Yeah, it's a gay awakening type of flick. But it's just good old-fashioned fun. From the awesome soundtrack to the fun score, the really over-the-top visuals, the over-the-top jokes that are being made, the references. It's just a good time. So then what doesn't work so well when it comes to Masters of the Universe? I'd say my biggest issue with the film by and large is that while so much is 80s goodness, the format, particularly when it comes to the comedy, is very much stale, modern action comedy. There are times here where we just didn't need the jokes shoved in there, where we're having a nice earnest moment or just a nice moment in general, a fun moment, a badass moment, and it's interjected with a joke. And you're like, okay, I could have breathed a little bit right now without a huck, huck, huck kind of comedy thrown in, you know? And while I did laugh quite a bit throughout the film, there's a lot that just falls completely flat, and I think that's why. Unfortunately, it does play into some of the worst tendencies of the modern action comedy. I also think it's a little bit too long, and that is mainly because the story is just too thin and too familiar. So while I enjoy the characters and I enjoy the overall message that we get, I enjoy where we go with this thing, we've seen this story many a times. It's been done over and over again. And so as you kind of trudge through over 2 hours of it, you're like, all right, let's get this moving. We know where we're headed. Can we get there? But overall, I had a blast with Masters of the Universe. It gave me exactly what I wanted out of a modern retelling of the He-Man story and lore. It's ridiculous, it's fun, it's a little bit steamy, all combined to make for a very delightful theater experience. So if you are a fan of the property Masters of the Universe, run out to see this. I think you are going to have a blast when it comes to Masters of the Universe. Honestly, if you enjoy 80s pop culture in general, you're going to have a blast with this. And if you like movies like Dungeons and Dragons that came out a couple years ago, I think you're going to have a blast with this. This is that bright, happy fantasy goodness that unfortunately mass audiences don't seem to respond to. But if you're like me and you respond to that, run to the theater and check this thing out. So, that was my review for Masters of the Universe. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, go ahead, click that like button down below and subscribe to the channel so that you are always up to date on all of my latest videos. Also, join in on the discussion. Are you excited to see Masters of the Universe? And were you a fan of the original show back in the day? Let me know either in the comment section down below, or you can hit me up over on Twitter and Blue Sky. I love you all so much for your continued support. Mwah! Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.